Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad Lone Wolf, and once again you join me in my kitchen. So today's video is going to be about care and maintenance of waterproof jackets, waterproof trousers, waterproof clothing in general. Now, to begin with, I will put a little bit of disclaimer in here. First disclaimer, I'm not being sponsored by any of these companies to promote their waterproofing agents. Just so happens that the company that I've gone for happens to do single sachets. That's it. That's the only reason I've gone for them. Secondly, some of the companies out there will say that you can use normal non-biological soap to wash their waterproofs in. That's fine. If they want to say that, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to assume that they haven't said that, just basically so that everything's on the same level playing field. That's all I'm doing it for. So today we're going to be, as I say, we're going to be looking at washing and waterproofing, waterproof jackets, waterproof trousers, just waterproof clothing in general. As I say, there are companies out there that say you can use normal non-bio soap. That's fine. We're going to assume that they haven't said that and that this is across the board. So first of all, why can't you wash waterproof jackets, I keep saying jackets, waterproof clothing in non-bio soap? I'm going to make this as simple as possible, but to make it as simple as possible, it's going to involve not quite telling the right information, but doing it in such a way that makes it clear for people to understand. So, if you've seen my video on how waterproof clothing works, which was a couple of years ago now, you'll know that there are thousands and thousands of tiny microscopic holes in a waterproof jacket. Well, non-bio powder you can get in those holes, and that will basically stick inside those holes, and they'll start causing damage. Essentially, like I said, it's not quite true, but essentially it holds on, it sticks into those holes, and it holds on to water, actually absorbs water and holds on to it, and basically compromises the waterproof lining. I would also say that it starts rotting it away from the inside as well. It kind of does. Like I say, it's not quite true, but it's the easiest way to think about it. Is that the soap powders, actual soap flakes, the microscopic particles get into the holes of the jacket, and they stay in there and they just absorb water, and then the water kind of rots the jacket. Kind of the best way to think about how it works. So instead of non-bio powder, what should you use? Well, I have picked up Nick Wax Tech Wash. Now, this is just a liquid soap, and that's all there is in it. There's no biological powders, no biological ingredients in there, or agents in there. It is literally just soap. Now, as I say, I happen to pick up Nick Wax just because they make it in the single sachets, or single sachets. They do also make them in bottles as well. that can do up to 3 washes. There's also litre versions as well if you really need that much nick wax. Granger's also make a product as well, similar to this, in fact exactly the same as this. It's just the Granger's brand, works exactly the same. If you can get hold of Lux pure soap flakes with no additive, they also work. Excuse me, they also work. However, it's been quite difficult, particularly for myself, to find them. Once you've washed your waterproof clothing in the pure soap, you may need to reactivate the water repellency on the outer surface of the jacket. Now, to do that, again, nick wax, just because it's a single sachet. I've got the TX Direct wash in. Now, this reactivates the waterproof coating on the outside of the jacket. If the jacket itself, if the material, the waterproof material, has got to a certain point where it's gone too far, this is not going to help you. You need a new jacket, unfortunately. So it might sound nice and simple. So why am I doing this video? Well, in the past, I've had people say to me that they're even using that their waterproof jackets or their waterproof clothing have stopped being waterproof even within the lifetime of the material. Now, there's a good reason for that. People don't actually use the treatments in the way that they're meant to be used. Okay, sounds simple enough. I just put it in the washing machine, job done. A little bit more involved in that, I'm afraid. Again, another disclaimer, you can hand wash these and you can hand reproof these. It's absolutely fine, just takes longer, basically. That's all it is. And I am going to be concentrating on how to use it in the washing machine. So, swap the view now, and I'll get on with the rest of the video. Right, so this is my washing machine, and the basic procedure for getting a waterproof jacket re-waterproofed is the same regardless of what you're using. As I've already said, there are some manufacturers that say you can use non-bio powder. That's absolutely fine. We're going on the principle that all the jackets are the same. So, first thing you want to do, the very first thing you want to do, and it actually says that in the back of the packet, is that you need to remove all detergent buildup from the washing machine or the sink or whatever you're going to be using to wash your waterproofs. So to do that, ideally, you need to set your washing machine to the hottest it can go. So in this case, I'm putting it on 60. I can go all the way up to 90, but 60 is preferable for this. You then need to put it on a rinse and spin. So that would be setting 15 for myself. Then this is the crucial part. You must not put anything in the washing machine. I know you can see a couple of t-shirts in there, but I'm not going to be putting the washing machine on. You must not put the washing machine on with anything in it. It must have just water going around on the inside. So you rinse out, you're basically rinsing out the drum, you're rinsing out the system, getting rid of any detergent buildup as as I say, that's what actually damages the waterproofing. Now, once you've done that, it is time for the soap. Now, personally, I would use, if you can get one of the balls that used to go into the drum and hold any detergent in there, use that. If not, the best thing to do is take, in this case, my jacket, put it into the washing machine and create like a little well. Then pour the soap into that little well. The idea being is you don't want the soap going from the drawer straight into the drain pipe. Otherwise otherwise your jacket's not going to get washed. Once you've done that, once you've put your jacket in, you've got the soap set up, best thing to do, or I've found the best thing to do, is put it on a synthetic wash if you can. So in this case, it would be setting 3, and on a 30-degree wash as well. Remember, this is just pure soap. It doesn't need a certain temperature to activate. It is just pure soap. If you can, also turn your spin cycle down to between 400 and 600 RPM. That way it just makes sure that every bit of your jacket, every bit of your waterproofing is washed. Once that's done, and once the cycle is finished, you need to set the washing machine up completely differently, because you're going to be putting in the reproofer. With this, you still have it set on synthetics, so it's still no more than 40 degrees. You can put it down to 30, but it's no more than 40 degrees. This is the crucial part though. You must set your washing machine to as slow a spin cycle as you can. That way it ensures that every part of your waterproof clothing is coated. Once that's done, once the cycle's done, you can take your jacket out. Expect it to still be dripping wet. Remember, it's now been reproofed, so expect it to be dripping wet. Either hang it up outside or hang it up in the bathroom. I generally hang it up in the bathroom, just because there's not a lot of space in my garden to hang stuff like this up. If your manufacturing label says that you can tumble dry the waterproofs, by all means do that. It actually makes it better. But again, with tumble drying, make sure you put it on the slowest cycle and as low a heat as possible. Remember, these are synthetics and you don't want to be damaging them. Now, I can already hear people say it, and you're absolutely not wrong. You're absolutely justified in this. Putting the washing machine on 3 times for one garment is expensive. Absolutely. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be expensive. However, if you look at it like this, which is cheaper? Buying a couple of sachets of Nick-Wax, putting the washing machine on 3 times to reproof your coat or your waterproofs, or buying a new waterproof jacket every time your current one runs out. Swings and roundabouts. For those people that's saying, well, I'll just hand wash it then, I can't be bothered, or it's too expensive, I can't be bothered to do all that with the washing machine, it's absolutely fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, you have to go through the same principles, so make sure your sink is completely spotlessly clean. When you put the soap in, again, it needs to be ideally warm water for it to activate and get rid of any of the nasties, any of the grease build-up, whatever. And then once that's done, and you put the reproofing in, again, warm water, let it soak for about an hour, and it should be good. The only problem with that is you can end up with patches that aren't waterproof. It's the only downside to hand washing it. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an idea of the best way of using reproofers and soaps. Thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.